Hi everyone, are you ready for a behind the scenes look at the brand new Sew Your studio? Well, let's go ahead and take a look around. All right, we're going to go ahead and begin the tour here in the front of the space. And I wanted to show you guys my brand new waterproof canvas and vinyl corral right here that we had built. I think this is working out beautifully. If you guys had seen a past video of mine, I shared with you how I started wrapping my waterproof canvas and vinyl around these Dollar Tree pool noodles right here. And when I was in my home, I was keeping them in 3 different trash cans inside of my master bedroom closet. So now we've gotten rid of the trash cans, built the corral, and it's working out great. I've also further supported these rolls with this overstock of sew woven fusible interfacing that I sell on my website. Once these are gone, I'll probably go ahead and have a couple of wood supports built in between these 2 sections right here to further keep everything from like colliding on each other and easier to get in and out. Up above is all of my smaller spools of thread and bobbin. And over here is a piece of artwork that I did back in high school, or my mother had gone ahead and framed it years ago and kept it in her home. Later she regifted it back to me, and I finally have a place to put it, so I put it up there on the wall. Here is my time card for my daughter. She works with me about 25 hours a week in the evenings. In addition, she also has a day job that she works full-time, so I'm very thankful for having her. I couldn't do it without her. And someday, hopefully, I will get her on camera. She's a little bit camera shy. I'd like to introduce her, but right now she says she's not ready for it. So, continuing on, right here, I've got my mannequin. I do like to sew up some stretch knit apparel for myself and for my daughter at times. So I have the mannequin there. But in the meantime, I've got this hoodie that says Bag Maker on it. These are available on my website. And as I go around the room today, I am going to be pointing out some different items that I have purchased for the room that I really enjoy and would recommend. So if you are interested in anything, make sure you check out the description box below. I'll be putting links to everything so that you can go ahead and check them out. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. So let me go ahead and point out the overhead lights that we have right here. I transitioned from using ring lights on tripods, in addition to my camera on my tripod, to having everything mounted up here on the ceiling. That way it gets that out of the way, so when I'm filming videos for you guys, I can just flip my light switch, my lights come on, and I can begin filming for you. They are working out great. I love these. They have lots of different features, different color temperatures. They actually do a lot of different flashing lights and colors, which I don't need, but that is an option as well to make some pretty cool videos. So love my lights. Up here you might not be able to see it, but I have an additional rig set up for my camera that I can pull down and move left and right, back and forth. So that's kind of separate from the lighting mount itself. All right, so here I wanted to point out this ladder that I picked up, a step stool. Being that I'm only 4'11", I definitely needed something to be able to access the higher portions of the room. We took their time to try out a bunch of different step ladders, and this Gorilla ladder is working out great. I feel very safe and secure when I am up on the top step right here. So recommend a Gorilla ladder. I got that at Lowe's, so you can check out your local Lowe's if you are interested in getting a good sturdy step ladder. Don't have a good place to store other than right here on the wall, unfortunately, so it's kind of like a sore thumb, but it's a necessity for what I do. And then just above where I was standing, you'll find all of my Serger and Text 45 and Text 70 thread from Siah swag bags. So here we have my cutting table. We went ahead and built this to fit this brand new cutting mat that I got. This is from BigRotaryCuttingSurfaces.com, and I believe this is a 36 by 60 mat. It's not a self-healing mat. They recommend that when you have your rotary cutter, you loosen the blade significantly. That way it doesn't require you to press as hard. And I have been using it for the last week or two, and I definitely love it. I feel like the rotary blade glides right across the surface, no problem, cuts my fabric. So I do recommend getting yourself one of these. They have them in all different sizes. And they do actually make them larger than this one as well. Here I have my brand new quilting ruler that I picked up from Mormino at the So Magical Expo. And I think she's selling these on our website right now, or she will be in the near future. I did see something about that. And this is my acrylic ruler handles that I sell on my website, so that way I can pick up my rulers and move them around however I need to without having to get my fingernails underneath the edge or keeping my fingers in the way whenever I'm actually cutting. So underneath the cutting table is two different cabinets that we picked up secondhand. Decided to separate those to give me the center channel for my larger items like my photo backdrops, my photo box right here, and then I also on the other side have my other additional large cutting mats and rulers as well. And here underneath the cutting table you can see that I've got a ton of different cubbies and drawers. It's different on both sides. I keep things like my vinyl rolls for my Cricut machine, all of my paper patterns, sewing tools. I keep my acrylic templates in here, so on and so forth. If you guys would like to see a video where I go in depth on what I keep in all of these little cubbies and drawers throughout the room, go ahead and let me know in the comments box below. So down here to the left of me, I've got this gray bench. I keep all of my floral stems in there. I do like to do wreaths, so I go ahead and store them in there. It also gives a nice little area for my husband or my daughter to come in and sit down and talk to me whenever they want to, since I only do have one chair in this room. And this is for all of my personal hardware, and at the very, very bottom I have beads, because I do like to do jewelry such as necklaces and earrings as well. And what I do with the hardware, which this is all bag hardware here, is whenever I get my large orders in, I take from there, I remove it from inventory and put it in my personal stash. That way it is separate from the business hardware. I've got my air conditioner right here. And we've mounted two fans to the wall. One of them is pointing in this direction, and over on that wall, I've got one pointing into the back. That way we can move air around and get good air circulation in here. Up to my left is my to-do board to keep track of the orders that I am shipping in, production times, whenever I need to film videos for you guys, new pattern releases, so on and so forth. I've got a lot of things going on, so I need to be able to keep track of everything. So I finally have a whiteboard that I can go ahead and use. And what is kind of unique about this is we didn't have very much space to put the whiteboard in. This is kind of the only place that was kind of left for my whiteboard. And since I'm short, I wanted a way to be able to take it down really easily. So we took two hooks, flipped them upside down basically, and they're at the top of the board, and all I have to do is pop it off just like this and bring it down, and then I sit it down on my cutting table over there, and then I can go ahead and write on it as I need to. So that's a nice little way that we were able to display the board and be able to take it up and down whenever I need to. Over to my right here is my sewing table slash desk, so I keep my computer on that. So as far as sewing machine goes, I am a Juki girl. I have been converted, and I think I will always own Jukis. So here I have my primary sewing machine that I do all my bag making on, and that is the Juki TL18QVP. I also have a Juki cover stitch machine right here and a Juki serger. I'll go ahead and put links to those as well in the description box. Those I use for apparel only. This is my desk setup right here with my office chair that also doubles as my sewing chair. I went with a child-sized chair. I have the same thing in my home. I decided that I needed a chair that was going to work for me because I am only 4'11", and a child-sized chair seems to be working out beautifully for me. I kind of switched over to the child size a couple of years ago when I was working from home on my 9 to 5 job that I had. And the reason being was the standard size office chairs were just too large for me, especially in the seat. It was way too deep, causing a lot of pain behind my knees on the on the back side of my legs. And these ones are much more shallower. I can also touch the floor whenever it's in the lowest position, which I can't do in any other chair, whether that is an office chair or a dining room chair, you name it. So I like that I can actually touch the floor in these chairs. So if you are petite like me, go ahead and look into getting a office chair for a child size. They come in multiple colors. I, of course, went with pink because that's my brand. I love pink, so that's why I went with that color, but they have different colors like greens and blues and I think gray as well. So over here I have my HP computer. This one I bought just for this space. I have always used Dell in the past, but decided to go ahead and try something new. I really wanted a white computer to kind of go with all of the white in the room, and I'm liking this computer a lot right now. I also went ahead and got a ergonomic mouse, just like the one I have inside of my home. Really like an ergonomic mouse. It really helps because I do have carpal tunnel. Over here, this is one of the last things that we added to the room. Originally, this shelving unit wasn't here, but after I had been working in the space for about a week or two, I realized I needed a place to put all of my miscellaneous items that I needed to be able to grab easily. So I've got my packing tape rolls sitting up here, business cards, tape, my music. I have a Bose Bluetooth speaker right here that I play pretty much non-stop while I'm in this space. So have that there. I've got my printers up here. So this is my label printer as well as my regular HP printer when I print out your packing slips or when I am printing out pattern pieces that I am drafting for brand new patterns for you guys. Here's where we pack and ship all of the orders that come in from the website. So the first thing that I do is I print out your packing slip right here. I grab that. In addition, a blue bin right here, which has a business card and one of our ducks. We've also had Christmas trees and other figurines in the past, and I call these our little sewing machine buddies. All you have to do is add a little bit of double-sided tape to the bottom side, and then you can stick them on top of your sewing machine for something cute to look at. So all orders include those as long as we have them in stock. And then what we do is we just look at our packing slip and we pull from these bins right here whatever is on the order. So you can see that all of our hardware is packaged individually. That allows for it to not scratch whenever it's in transit to you. And what we do is we just pre-package them in these poly tubing bags right here. So we just pull from this roll, cut off whatever we need, and then we use these impulse sealers right here to package everything up. If your hardware contains any sewing notions, we keep all of those in these drawers right over here to the left. In addition, all of our acrylic templates are down here, and some of our overstock acrylic templates are here on this shelf as well. We've got some empty boxes right here. I'm going to be using those for whenever I am shipping your orders out to you. They originally came to me with all of these acrylic templates in them. Along the top right here, we have all of our overstock shipping boxes right there. So underneath this table, I keep ready to grab shipping boxes and bubble mailers whenever I'm actually packing an order. And whenever those run out, I grab my stool and I come up here and grab another set of them. So that way I can keep them underneath the table right here. Here we have our 5-yard increments of sew woven fusible interfacing. We only sell it in the 5-yard cuts. It's easier to handle and manage that way, so that's why we've decided to go ahead and do it that way. All of our bubble mailers are right here. And along this top shelf right here, I have it covered up at the moment because that is brand new product that has not hit the website just yet. Look for those new items in the next 1 to 2 months. So I just covered it up for today's video because I didn't want to share everything with you guys. Underneath these countertops right here, we have a lot of laundry baskets. We decided to go with laundry baskets because they were sturdy, economical, and they allowed for good air circulation. So these 3 baskets right here have our pre-cut zipper tape in them. So we've got our 1-yard, 3-yard, and our 5-yard cuts. So when an order comes in, all we have to do is pull out a basket, look for the zipper tape that's on the order form, and put it in a blue bin. And then under here, we've got some more drawers that have things like our woven labels, a lot of our smaller items like our rose gold vinyl clips and so forth. Over here to my right is the large bags of uncut zipper tape, so we keep that right here. I've got all of my personal zipper tape in a bunch of these bins down here. These are actually washi tape, I believe they call them, bins. I got these secondhand and decided to store all of my zipper tape in them so I can go ahead and easily see what I have. So I've got all of that. This bin here is designated to just nickel zipper tape. And then I have additional bins for all of the other colors. And along the very, very bottom is a lot of more overstock items. We have overstock hardware down there, lots of extra rivets, extra snap hooks, and you name it are all down below. We have our overstock acrylic ruler handles down here. Makes it really easy to just grab whatever you need and tuck it back away underneath the shelf. All of the tabletops or countertops right here were all custom made. And in addition to all the shelving below was custom made. The only thing that we purchased was the cabinets I'm about to show you in the front, in addition to those secondhand cabinets underneath the cutting table. Everything else was custom in this room. Here I am standing along my filming wall right here. This was the very first vision that I had for this space. I knew that I wanted my backdrop to include all of my fabric, which is wrapped around comic book boards. This allows for me to quickly come over here and find the fabrics that I want to use. It really is inspiring to see all of my fabrics out like this. I've done a separate video showing you how I wrap all of the fabric along the comic book board, so you guys can check that out on my channel. I also went ahead and displayed a couple of my most favorite bags right here. We've got the Betsy Bowler, the Martini crossover, which was the very first pattern that started everything. And then we have our itty bitty bowler right here. And then lastly, we have our ironing station right here. So rather than doing an ironing board, I wanted a nice solid work surface that I can go ahead and do all of my ironing on. So I just went ahead and purchased this wool pad on Amazon. I've got my iron right here, which is a cordless iron that sits in this cradle. It doesn't get as hot as an iron does that has a cord to it, but I really like the feature of not having the cord, so I've been using this for the last year, and I don't think I could ever go back to an iron with a cord. It does have a cord on the base that you just go ahead and pull out, and you can go ahead and plug right here into the wall. Decided to go ahead and have the outlet right here. That way I can always visually see whenever my irons are plugged in, and make sure that whenever I'm leaving for the day, I just go ahead and unplug everything right here. One of my newest additions is my secondhand Singer heat press right here that I cannot imagine not having anymore. I would highly recommend you guys go ahead and get a heat press if you have the room for it in your space. It secures woven interfacing and Decaville light beautifully to all of my fabrics really, really quickly, and it stays on there really well in comparison to just using a traditional iron. So definitely recommend getting one of those. I went ahead and added a Teflon sheet right here that I kind of cut to fit the workspace here. I've got my press in the back right here, as well as my purse stand for photographing. Down here on this shelf, it's reserved primarily for all of my interfacings. I just lay them out there. I've got a couple other odds and ends at the moment sitting here that need to find a permanent home. And then underneath that, we've just got an open area where I have a couple of additional bins. And then way back in this corner down here, I've got some bolts of fusible foam and fusible fleece, which I don't get to very often, but they're tucked away down there as well. A lot of the items that are under here right now do still need permanent homes. I haven't figured out where I want to put them. So that's kind of like my collect-all space, or catch-all, I should call it. My catch-all space right there. And then I went ahead and purchased these cabinets from Amazon. They are 7-drawer cabinets, and they house primarily all of my craft supplies and additional floral stems that I have in here. I also keep a lot of my wreath making supplies in these 2 cabinets, which are actually considered bathroom cabinets. So right here I have all of my burlap rolls right here. And then I keep a lot of my ribbons in these drawers right here as well. So if you want a closer look at what I keep in all of my drawers and my cubbies, go ahead and let me know in the description box below, as I'm happy to go ahead and do that separate video for you. If you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. I would be happy to get back to you as soon as I can. And let me know if you like this video by go ahead and giving a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more content like this, in addition to sewing tutorials, sewing tips, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.